Better? Good. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Yasena Grathitam Puranamanina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramorutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedais Sangapada Kramopanishadaihi Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyantiyam yoginaha Yasyantanna vidussura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha Om Narayanaಃ Paro Vyaktat Andamavyaya Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Swaptadvipa cha Medini. Let us start from chant together. Esha te bhihita sankhye buddhiryoge tvimam shrinu. Why is it that I am chanting by myself? Let's start again. Let's start again, okay? Esha te bhihita sankhye buddhiryoge tvimam shrinu. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana mahushakahyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Little later. So, we saw yesterday the all the points connected to Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? And contrary to popular understanding of Karma Yoga, what is the popular understanding? Work without pay. That is not Karma Yoga. Go to an ashram and just do some seva and don't get paid. This is not Karma Yoga. And neither is Karma Yoga leading an ethical life. Ethical life is important, but kevala ethical life, only I am just, why should you bring Ishvara into the picture? Why Bhagavan has to come into the picture? I don't harm anybody. I am a dharmic person and therefore I am a karma yogi, ? Am I a karma yogi? Shastra will say no. Why? Because Karma Yoga cannot be accomplished without the acknowledgement of and bringing in Ishvara. Acknowledgement of Ishvara means what? Understanding that I am not producing the results of action. I have no way of producing the results of action. Therefore, Ishvara has to come into the picture. And also, what I want from my karma now is not karma phala, but the only one thing I want is my own self-growth. So I have to learn to accept the results. First of all, I should not think of myself as an actor. Ishvara is the actor. And then whatever results come, I have to accept them. And what are the results? Prasada, again from Ishvara. So Ishvara has to feature predominantly in the heart of a karma yogi, otherwise it is not karma yoga. So this, we have seen the whole definition of karma yoga, and then therefore in the second verse that we chanted, what was that second verse? Vyavasayatmika buddhihi. Vyavasayatmika means nishchayatmika buddhihi eka iha. Eka iha means choose this knowledge, because if you choose any other thing, you will go to several dead ends. Because whatever other priorities are there in life, they will only fulfill you for a certain amount of time. After that, either they will run out or you will get bored of them. One or the other will happen. They will not satisfy you, and then you will go in search of one more thing, yet one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing, and the whole life goes just like this, going in search of something or the other all the time. And therefore, see the truth of this, and then you can't become a sannyasi right now. Why? Too many raga dveshas, too much dvesha against the Kauravas. That is also there in your account. And also in a strange way, too much raga for them also. All these things are there, and therefore you are not qualified for the path of only studies and letting go of all the roles yet. You are not ready for that yet. You may become ready later on, but right now you are not there yet. So what do you need to do? You drop Vedanta? Yes? No. Qualify for the study of Vedanta by straightening out the lifestyle into having something where your actions and how you look at the results of actions and the attitude with which you can come, take your seat, come. So, and the attitude with which you perform the action are all used for your own self-growth. So, this is what to choose, and if you don't choose this, then what will happen? Your mind, your heart will go in 100 different directions. And why will they go in the 100 different directions? Because there is no viveka. There is no viveka, much less vairagya is of course not there, but even the beginning one, what is that? Viveka is also not there. So if viveka and vairagya are not there, it will be like the story of the son-in-law that Pujya Swamiji used to tell. So this, the daughter of a prominent person in the village went and married the village simpleton, meaning married beneath her. And the parents could not say anything because obviously she really liked him, and then they said, okay, let's not stand in the way. But it was clear that they were not very happy with this match. And then, so somehow they wanted to show that the son-in-law is actually wonderful, and then they would talk about the son-in-law to their other relatives and friends in their circle. So they would say, our son-in-law is a fine, fine young man. Only 2 problems he has. What is the first problem? He does not know what to do on his own. Okay. Then what is the second problem? He will not listen even if you tell him what to do. So if you don't have Viveka and Vairagya, this is the situation. This is the situation. Viveka means the ability to make the proper decision. If that is not there, and once you make the proper decision after seeing everything, that if the proper decision is to go on the path of knowledge, then all the other priorities and all the other things have to be dropped. That is Vairagya. This, if it is not there, then the heart will branch out into every different situations and then trouble you. So this is a very important verse. Vyavasayatmika buddhi eka iha. It's not like today Vedanta, tomorrow something else, today Vedanta, tomorrow no, and not this back and forth. You decide now itself. There is only one decision, a firm decision to study Vedanta. No looking back, no looking forward, no going here, there, no trying to get all wrapped up and locked up in 100 priorities. And these days, it's even those days that was a problem. That's why these verses are there. These days, it's even more of a problem because of FOMO. What is FOMO? Fear of missing out. So if I sit and study in an ashram Vedanta, 3 whole years will go by, correct? Yeah. In those 3 years, so many things will be there that I will be missing out on. I'll miss this, I'll miss that. New Apple iPhone, new iWatch, and new something else, iMac. And in the iPhone, iWatch, iMac, iPad, I is forgotten. That's why the I is all small. You think you are going after the I, but you are not going after the I. So that's what happens. There is the fear of missing out. If I commit to this, oh my God, some interesting things are happening there that I may miss out. I will become a nerd. A nerd means someone who has no social skills. And that's what people think Vedantins are. Kind of insufferable, slightly aloof, and then not compassionate. Somebody comes and tells a long story. Oh, this is happening, that's happening, this is a terrible thing in my life. And then what will the Vedantin say? It's all mithya, and go away. And go away. And so this is the reputation. Mind you, I'm cautioning. Okay, this is the don't let this reputation be true. This is the reputation of, in the common mind, in the lay person's mind, this is the reputation of a Vedantin. And so therefore, I better be not a Vedantin. What should I be? Vedant out. Okay, out of Vedanta I should be, and then you go out of Vedanta, then again Vedanta calls, and then again you come, and then again something goes wrong in the head, and then again you go out. This kind of a thing, what happens is that one is not able to make a decision, because the world outside is so vast and so many beguiling things it has. It will take me away from here. That is the idea. Pujya Swamiji did one experiment. This is designed to take away the FOMO, fear of missing out. What is the experiment? You go on a cyber fast, a news fast for 1 year. Do not read the news. Do not read domestic news, do not read international news. And oh, what if there is an earthquake and what if I have to evacuate? Don't worry, the people around you will help. If there is anything that you need to know immediately about your life right now, it will be told, because other people are not living under a rock like you, they are reading the news. So no problem. And so he stopped reading the Anikatti ashram, and in some other ashrams also, even here perhaps near the office there is newspaper always lying. And then so people would go in between the classes and read the newspaper. And then Swamiji used to also love to read the newspaper, but then what did he do? As when he was a student, he said, from today newspaper fast, upavas. Upavasa for news upavasa, because it's also something we take in. And so he, the last, let's say, what is the date today? 20th. So the last paper he read was on June 20th, 2024, let us say. Then so for 1 year he did not go near the news, and then he opened the paper of today after 1 year, June 20th, 2025. And then he said he was surprised because the same headlines that were there in the paper 1 year ago, the same headlines were there now. Somebody is killed, some other 2-3 countries are fighting with one another, and some air crash somewhere, alas, and some other people are pillaged, mugged and robbed. And then of course there is not enough water, prices are rising, and of essential commodities, and then what else, and then politicians are all corrupt. What did you miss? So much for the fear of missing out. What did you miss? Nothing. Same old, same old, same old, same old. Everything is same old, and the understanding that everything is same old is a new understanding. That's the only thing that is not same old. That is the new understanding, because of which you can easily give up all the things that do not really matter. They do not matter at all, useless things. And so here, this is why Arjuna is exhorted to make a decision to study this knowledge and to put himself on a path of karma yoga to gain this knowledge. Whatever preparation is needed can be gained with the lifestyle called karma yoga. So let us see the Bhashya. So here, yeah. So then, Bhashya for which verse is this? 41. 41, yeah. So, Vyavasayatmika means Nishchayatmika, Nishchaya Swabhavaha, Nishchaya Swabhava, Eka Eva Buddhi. Eka Eva Buddhi means an unwavering Buddhi. When you make a decision, you make it and then stick to it, even though it's inconvenient. In fact, the correct decision will never be convenient. It will require a lot of sacrifice. The decision to study this knowledge will never be convenient. And if in our lives we only wanted to make convenient decisions, then we would not go anywhere. We would not go anywhere in our lives. And so therefore, Eka Eva Buddhihi Itara viparita buddhi shakha bhedasya badhika means this single determination to study this Vedanta and do whatever it takes to assimilate the studies, including Karma Yoga. And what is this? This is the Nishchaya Swabhava Buddhi, Samyak Pramana Janita Buddhi. A buddhi that is born of the correct pramana in the form of the words of Vedanta. That is the pramana here. And that buddhi which is born of pramana vichara, pramana vyapara, the engagement with the pramana, that buddhi is what? It is badhika. It is opposed to. What is that? What is it opposed to? Itara viparita buddhi shakha bhedasya badhika. Itara means other, viparita, opposite buddhi. Opposite buddhi to the decisive buddhi means, what is opposite of decisive? Indecisive. So all the other indecisive, and therefore shakha bhedasya means which branches off in various directions. Maybe I should catch the nose, I'll get moksha quickly. No, you should catch the toes. Okay, maybe I should catch the toes. Maybe I should go here. Maybe I should go there. Maybe somebody should hit me on the head with those feathers, peacock, feathers of the peacock, and 2, 3, the things come on the head, and then you have, they say, okay, sudden and complete, quote unquote, enlightenment. If it were so easy, why would there be 3-month courses? Tell me. Why would there be 3-year courses? Yeah. We just, instead of 3-year courses, we just need lots of those peacock, bunches of peacock feathers. That's all we need. So, this is all spiritual romanticism. And then another thing. One person here only he came, some Mahatma, and Pujya Swamiji asked him to give a talk, and then he started off by saying, those who know don't talk, those who talk don't know. And then he proceeded to talk for 2.5 hours, making our lunch also late that day. So this is all, all kinds of things are there, all kinds of people are there, bless their heart, no problem. Here we are looking at the problem. The problem is centered on me. I have come to wrong conclusions about myself as finite and idiotic and all these things, and those notions have to be removed. What karma do I need to do to remove the notions? Nothing. I need to know, I need to have the correct knowledge and the correct attitude towards this knowledge, and that is what the correct attitude towards this knowledge is called vyavasayatmika buddhi. And then ya punah itara buddhayah yasam shakha bheda prachara vashat anantah aparah anuparatah samsarah nityapratatah vistirno bhavati pramanajanita viveka buddhi nimittavashacha uparatasu ananta bheda buddhishu samsarah api uparamate. So, ya punah means furthermore, punah means then again what? Ya itara buddhayah, those, all the other buddhis, what do? Yasam shakha bheda prachara vashat, because they have come under the spell of various branches and various priorities and various directions. So the thinking that has come under the spell of various directions, as opposed to really seeing the problem and focusing and committing to Vedanta, the thing that is all over the place, anantaha means endless. Aparaha means without anything in sight, no stopping at all. Aparaha means constant. Anuparataha samsaraha. Anuparataha samsaraha means there the samsara does not end. For one with such a buddhi, branched off into all different directions at once, unable to make a decision. This is a modern problem, commitment problem. It's not a decision problem, it's a commitment problem. I don't want to be committed. And why? Because I want to be free. Their idea of moksha is dabbling in a little bit here, little bit there. It's like a permanent buffet. You know how buffet, everything is kept, and so you go here, eat a little bit, then go there, eat a little bit, go to this table, eat a little bit, that table, something new is there, eat a little bit, and then you are sampling everything without eating anything. And so similarly, the buddhi of the person who is all over the place has this problem of not committing. And what is the reason? What is the result of not committing? The result of not committing is just more samsara. Not less samsara, more samsara. How? Samsara nitya pratataha. Nitya pratataha means it is stretched far and wide. So this shakha bheda prachara vashat anantaha anuparartaha samsaraha nitya pratataha vistirna bhavati. So this samsara, which is all the time that is there, it is stretched wide. It is disseminated everywhere. And then whereas pramana janita viveka buddhi nimitta vashattu uparatasu aneka bheda buddhishu samsarah api uparamate. So two kinds of buddhis are given. One is the buddhi, the thinking, the pursuits functioning in all kinds of many and varied directions, and which have endless things in mind to accomplish, and then which completely are under the purview of samsara and make samsara continue life after life after life. And then the other buddhi that is contrasted is pramana janita buddhi, the understanding that the Vedanta is the right source of knowledge for me to gain moksha, and so samsara that is manifesting comes to an end as soon as you take to this kind of a study and a life of study. Samsara says, leave this person alone. Let's go catch hold of someone else. Leave this person alone. It's like for example, when you are walking on the banks, so many people come, please give something, give something. And then what will they do? They will only go to people who are well dressed and looks like they have come from some other place for a holiday. But people who are the ashram types, generally they are not harassed because they know, okay, this person is not going to. They may follow for a little while and then they will go away. Similarly, samsara also may follow you and dog you for a little bit, and then it will get tired of you, and samsara itself will offer to go away. And then so this is the typical Gita style of showing the contrast. Further contrasts are also going to be shown. What will happen if you don't make this decision? Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadaratav partha nanyadastiti vadinah kamatmana swargaparaha janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhoga aishwarya gatim prati bhoga aishwarya prasaktanam taya pahruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. So the ones who cannot make up their minds to make Vedanta the priority in their life, what happens to them? So what happens to them is given. Yam imam pushpitam vacham pravadanti. So who are these people? They speak with flowery words. Pushpitam vak. Pushpitam vacham pravadanti. They keep talking flowery words. Why? Because they are still in the first portion of the Veda, and the first portion of the Veda is the Upalakshana for samsarika sukha. Worldly attainments and worldly happiness as a result of worldly attainments. This is what is called samsarika sukha. And so, for every desire in the human head, what is there? 100 rituals are there for the fulfillment of each desire. How many heads that are there? There are now 8 billion heads. And hundreds of ways to fulfill each desire. Desire, I should have money. Okay, Shri Sukta Homa, do. Chandi Homa, do. Desire that I should have money, but you should not have money. There is there is also another. Atharva Veda is full of these kinds of spells. Yeah, I should have it because I deserve it. You, I don't want you to have it. So there is that kind of desire also in the human head, only it will spring. In fact, dogs and cats are better than us. They will not think like that. So they may growl if some competitor comes, but that's about it. So here, I should have this, you should not have this, that. There also there is a wish fulfillment ritual is kept. All kinds of desires. Oh my God, it's like some of the desires are useless desires, and then some rituals and some practices to gain that. You want to go to heaven? First you tell me which kind of heaven you want to go to. Because there is 7-Up, not the drink, okay? 7 kinds of heaven better than this place. Which one you want to go to? There is a customized set of rituals for that particular Swarga. And then you want a better job? Here, do this. You don't have children? Oh, you want children? Okay, no problem. Putra kameshti yajna. And you, what about you? I have children, I want to give them away. Okay, another adoption yajna, that is also there. All kinds of things. This is why the first book of the Veda, not the first book, the first portion of the Veda, discussing desires and desire fulfillment is very popular with everybody. You advertise a Chandi Homa right now, 10,000 people will come easily. People who don't know much about it will also come, because they have great Shraddha for it and they will come. Nothing wrong. But you advertise a Vedanta course and then 10 people will come. This is exactly how it is. So therefore, we have to see that there is what's its name? There is the first portion of the Veda is basically for the mumukshu, for the jignasu, for the pursuer of knowledge. It is a waste of time. It's a waste of time, because you do so much ayasa, you put so much effort, and then you get something. How long will that last? Until somebody else has it. Then it's no longer unique, or it gets broken, it gets damaged, it goes away. And of course, in between all this, the hidden variables of karma are there. And then you say, oh, I don't have a child, please give me a child, please give me a child. And the child is born, but then, of course, Bhagavan has the last laugh, and the child doesn't want to have anything to do with you after some time. So this is the kind of child. And again, one is keeping on longing. And so these are because one's own karma is in the way of having that. And so therefore, the pushpita, yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti. Pravadanti means those who keep on talking flowery talk under the influence of the first portion of the Veda. And what do? They want to convert others also. It's not enough that they are into that. They will say, come one, come all to the desire fulfillment ball. Please come and do this. Please take this. Please have this. This is the way to go. Moksha, your moksha, who will get moksha? I mean, tell me seriously. Do you know anybody who has moksha? And then you say, yeah, I don't think I know anybody who has moksha. And then you come under their spell. See, at least make something of your life. They start to sound like your parents. Okay, yeah, don't go sitting in ashrams and wearing white clothes. What is this? This is not your age to give up things. This is the age to amass everything. Who will take care of us when we are old? If that doesn't work, then the next thing will come. Who will take care of us? Don't you think you have some responsibilities? Don't you think you have duty? Don't you think you have this? Don't you think they lay it on thick? And so they are all like, come to our side. It is safe. But you are headed into a ditch. Yeah, true, but we are all sinking together. Glub, glub, glub. This is the only, what should I say, solace. Only solace is, okay, we are in this together. At least we are not sinking alone. But you don't have to sink. Look, you can swim, you can understand this. Well, we don't believe in this. It's amazing how pervasive the first portion of the Veda is. Everybody, even a small child in the tradition, will know that I have to pray to Goddess Lakshmi for more treats in my life. Even that child will know. Everybody is introduced without fail to the first portion of the Veda, and then you ask anybody walking on the road, probably not in Rishikesh, Haridwar, but in the metro places, Mumbai, you ask in Delhi and places like that, you ask them, what is Upanishad? What do you think the Upanishads are? They will not know. They will not know. How far we have come from this knowledge. This is the testament, a living testament, that we don't even know our own heritage. We don't know that the only export material in India is not the food, not the clothes, but this knowledge. That's the only thing to be shared, because it is so rare, and it's the only thing that works, because it is dependent on you. That's why it works. And you happen to be a self-evident human being. That's why it works. But then many people, Lord Krishna says, get sidetracked. Get sidetracked by quick fixes, instant gratification. There is no quick fix for samsara. Nothing at all. It's like putting a band-aid over a big canyon. You can't do that. You can't hide the fact that it is deeply flawed. There is no quick fix. And so, yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti. And who are they? Avipaschitaha. Avipaschitaha means they are alpamedhasaha, means literally, Adi Shankara says they have tiny brains. Their brains are the size of a pea. Okay? These pea-brained people. Won't even call them hair-brained. Why to insult hares? Hares means rabbit. We won't call them rabbit-brained because the rabbits are fine, doing what they need to. So their brain is the size of a pea, alpamedhasaha. They can only tunnel vision, funneled into just worldly goodies, and then quick fixes for pain, sorrow, etc. And no ability to self-reflect, no ability to look within, no ability to take accountability for one's own lack of satisfaction. Always, such people will always blame others. It is your fault, it is this one's fault, it is that one's fault. It is the fault of the parents because I had a bad childhood. It is the fault of this one. And when nobody else is found, it is the fault of Jupiter. It's in the wrong house. It's in the fault of Shani. What is Shani? Saturn. That too is in the wrong house. And so like this, they are very avivekinaha, they are mental children. Even though they may be adults, mentally, developmentally, they are still children, because they don't know how to understand what they want, and they are always too much outward focused and going after every shiny distraction that they find within their reach. So Vedavada Rataha, he explains as Bhakvartha Vada Phala Prakasheshu Vedavakyeshu Rataha. So the Vedas which reveal karma and karma phala, that only they want. Na anyadasti iti vadinaha means there is nothing greater than karma and karma phala. That's all there is. There is nothing else you need to do. And then iti vadanashilaha. These are the people that do that. And then further, techa, what do they do? Kamatmanaha. Kamatmanaha means kama is desire. Kamatmanaha means kamaha eva atma yasya, meaning that they are an embodiment of desire. They are a walking avatara, purna avatara of desire. That's what they are. Means from head to toe they have ambitions, goals, wanting to achieve this, that or the other. Nothing wrong in having ambitions, but they think that that is the ticket to happiness. That is the problem. That is exactly the problem, and so therefore they are enslaved by their desires. Swarga paraha means their destination is swarga. Destination is swarga. So then janma karma phala pradam means those who are committed to those who are committed to birth and rebirth as the reward of karma. Birth and rebirth in better lives, better houses, etc. Those who are committed to that, they don't want to deliver themselves out of samsara. They want to keep being born and keep looking for this. This is what they are. And then anushajyate, then kriya vishesha bahulam. Kriyanam visheshaha, kriya visheshaha te bahula yasyam vachi tam swarga pashu putra adi arthaha yaya vacha bahulyena prakashate. So this is how they talk, that they say the glory of heaven, this glory of heaven they keep talking about. And then what else do they talk about? The glory of karma here will lead me to heaven elsewhere in an afterlife. And what is so glorious about karma? Keep doing religious karma, keep doing laukika karma, and what will you get? Laukika karma will give you money with which you can have nice things, and then Vaidika karma will give you blessings with which you can retain the nice things that you got for yourself. And so these two things, they talk about the glory of the karma, because it's going to bring you cattle, it's going to bring you spouse, money, children. All these things become very, very important to them. In fact, that's all they thrive at. And then what happens? So why do they want this? They want bhoga and aishwara. That is the end of all their acquisitions. Bhoga, enjoyment, aishwarya, power. Enjoyment and power they want. Why do they need power? They have to show they are better than you. That's why they want power. Power of the rituals, power of acquisition, power. So they want to be powerful. So all their sadhanas are towards getting bhoga and aishwarya. That's all they want. They don't need, so they want prosperity, bhoga, and then aishwarya. They want overlordship. This is what happens. And then what happens to them? The 44th verse is going to tell. Bhoga aishwaryascha, bhogascha aishwaryascha, bhogaishwaryah, bhogaishwarye prasaktanam. The ones who are completely attached to and addicted to bhoga and aishwarya, taya apahrita chetasam, whose thinking has been abducted, whose proper thinking has been kidnapped by power and wealth. For them, this kind of a decision making is denied. They can never come to the place of making a decision to study Vedanta, because so mired they are in this kind of a life. And so they are carried away, and they are deeply interested in these two outcomes. What are they? Conspicuous consumption, bhoga, aishwarya, having power or enjoyment and power over people and in situations. Bhashya, tesham cha bhogah kartavyam aishwaryancha iti bhogaishwaryayoho eva pranayavatam tad atmabhutam taya kriya vishesha bahulam vacha apahrita chetasam achhada viveka prajnanam. So here, people who are very much into bhoga and aishwarya, in fact, that is their main desire, and by this desire, what has happened? Their buddhi has been eclipsed. Their buddhi, their proper viveka, their thinking has been eclipsed, one side by the bhoga and one side for the desire of overlordship, aishwarya. So the power and prosperity that they want, power and enjoyment, is eclipsing their thinking, which if these two eclipses were not there, which would naturally look at the source of its own problems and come to the conclusion that it needs knowledge. There is no place for that change of heart, change of thinking to occur, because all the things that one wants are loaded onto the head, and there is no space to think at all. So, vyavasayatmika buddhi, sankheva buddhi, sankheva yogeva. So, they forget committing to a life of Vedanta. They will not even be able to commit to a life of karma yoga. They will not even begin karma yoga. Emotional growth, what's that? Why? Why should I have emotional growth? I'll make other people grow emotionally by bullying them. Yeah, why should I have that? I don't need that. I just want things, good things in life. Keep it coming. Bring it on. This is what they want. And so therefore, they are not able to commit to karma yoga. They don't see the value of it. They are certainly not able to commit to jnanam. Not at all able to commit to jnanam. And then samadhau na vidhiyate. Look at the last line of the verse. So here samadhau is not in samadhi. Samadhi here is a word used for the mind. Why? Samadhiyate asmin purusha upabhogaya sarvam iti samadhihi antahkaranam buddhihi. Very beautiful definition of the mind. Samadhi. Samadhi means that in which all the desires resolve, and then that in which the kamas rise and resolve. That is called samadhi, which is the antahkarana. So this kind of a antahkarana, ready to grow emotionally through a diet of karma yoga, or ready for this knowledge, it will not be. You see the two contrasts? If you don't choose this, what is there? The default choice is going to choose you. If you don't say no to samsara, samsara will choose you by default and suck you like a whirlpool under the Ganga. It will suck you in. And so therefore one has to be very, very vigilant. Then यह एवं विवेक बुद्धि रहिताः तेषां कामात्मनां what happens then? Here the 45th verse is a verse of teaching and a little bit of a warning to Arjuna. Traigunya vishaya vedaha nistraigunya bhavarjuna nirdvandvo nityasattvasthah niryogakshema atmavan. So, now how to get out of this conundrum? What is the problem? The problem is I am already into bhoga and aishwara, and I have a whole lot of desires that are knocking on the door to be fulfilled quickly. Now how am I to come out of this? This becomes an important verse. So the first portion of the Veda is just Traigunya Vishayaha. Traigunya Vishaya means the topic for which is just the three gunas. Of course, the Veda is much more than the three gunas, but the three gunas here are used as a metaphor for samsara. What is samsara? Other than being trapped in rajas, tamas and sattva, in some kind of a dystopia. So samsara is the dystopia where one is claimed by, managed by and in the grip of the three gunas. It's like a nightmare. So the three gunas here in various compositions and combinations have everything. If the body is under the spell of the three gunas and the mind is under the spell of the three gunas, senses are under the spell of three gunas, food is under the spell of three gunas. That's why there is sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food, all these things. What you eat, what you drink is under the spell of three gunas. Everything in the universe is under the spell of the three gunas. And as long as things are under the spell of the three gunas, one is trapped as though in a painting. In this painting of Maya, she has three colors on her palette. What are they? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Little bit different combination here, there, that one, this one. Even people are Rajaf Pradhana. Some people are heavily Rajasic. Some people are heavily Tamasic. Some people are just plain sick. Okay, and then some people few are Sattvic. And so, therefore, these three gunas basically run the show and make the difference between whether someone is going to pursue this knowledge or not. Tamasic means, yes, you called me, what did you need? After half an hour. And everything slow, everything is just a chore. Tamasic. Tamasic is not lazy, it's certain kind of a no energy and mental energy here. Physically they may have energy, but they don't want to expend it. Mental energy is not there to do anything, and there is no enthusiasm for life for whatever reason. It's an ailment, it can be corrected. That's why this verse is being talked about. So Rajaf Pradhana means if Rajas is strong and if it's the primary guna, then the person will be restless. The person will also be very intelligent and quick and impatient also, but also very restless and extremely prone to anger. And then finally, what do we have? Sattva. Sattva means that which is already close to your nature as Satchit Ananda. So that means it is more of a godly qualities. Cleanliness, giving to people, being helpful, all these things are godly qualities. So then the first portion of the Veda is Traigunya Vishayaha. Traigunya Vishaya means in the spell of samsara. You keep going after the first portion of the Veda, and even if you say, I don't even know what the Veda is, I am not going after the first portion. If you are fulfilling desires and if you are going after desires, that means you are metaphorically going after the first portion of the Veda. So the first portion of the Veda is under the spell of samsara. It is totally and fully under the spell of samsara. Why? Because what is the Vishaya? What is the subject matter? The subject matter of the first portion of the Veda is Traigunya Vishaya. Traigunya Vishaya means those that give immediate gratification to the gunas. So for the tamasic person, a nice pillow to sleep on, that is what the first portion of the Veda will offer, ask you to pray for. And then for the rajasic person, some thrilling sports, like jumping off a cliff. Of course, there is something there, there is a rope there, that is there. So you climb and then you jump off, and then you are hanging somewhere. All these things are there. Rock climbing. Why? In the last life, the person was a mountain goat. And the vasana is still persisting. That's all it is. So these kinds of things are there because they are rajasic sports and rajasic forms of entertainment. Even horror movies, rajasic entertainment, where everyone, is dying and there is blood and gore and chases and police and fee, that siren keeps going, all these things. And then there is Sattvika entertainment, Sattvika way of life, which is very godly, which is very calm, which is very tranquil, which is very dharmic, which does not hurt anybody. That is also there. These are archetypes. These are all archetypes. Okay. So therefore, there is the archetypes function as ideal types. That's what they are. So this even Karna and what's his name, Duryodhana, all of them are archetypes. Arjuna, Yudhishthira, Drona, Bhishma, they are all archetypes. Some of them are positive archetypes and some of them are negative archetypes. Some people you want to be like, some people you don't want to even hear about their story because you don't want to be like them at all. So these kinds of things, which are the subject matter of the first portion of the Veda, what do? They promise you quick fixes, but within samsara. Why? They are all Traigunya Vishaya. The three gunas, it's almost like Mother Maya has made a painting. She has drawn the sunset, very beautiful, and then she has drawn the flowers, she has drawn the mountains, she has drawn the river, and then she has also drawn you. Oh, I'm there, you are seeing yourself there. And then she has drawn the Gurukulam, one building is there called Gurukulam. And then there is a board, samsara that way, Gurukulam this way. There is a board, she has drawn the board also. And you are standing there, right in the middle, wondering which way to go. Should I take a left or should I take a right? Here you are wondering, even that is captured. And then you say, no, but I don't like this scheme of things, let me out. It's like you are trapped in the painting. Why? Because the painting is also subject to what? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Your body, mind, sense complex with which you are identifying is subject to what? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So you are part of this painting. This Vyavaharika Satta painting, the empirical reality is in the form of a painting. And this is what happened to Arjuna. Arjuna is stuck in the painting, which in his head is that it's a bad idea to kill those inimical people, the Kauravas. We shouldn't kill them. Why? Because I happen to be fond of them. This is his thinking. This is his wrong reasoning. And so therefore, here the Arjuna feels trapped in this painting, in this tapestry. He feels trapped, and the way to get out of this is given. The Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. And what should you be to get out of this? Nistraigunnyo Bhava He Arjuna. Nistraigunnyo Bhava means be somebody for whom the three gunas have no meaning at all. The gunas should not have any meaning in your life. Be somebody for whom the three gunas will not have any meaning. Grow out of the gunas. How to grow out of the gunas? The gunas put you in the pair of opposites. Don't buy into the pair of opposites. What are the pair of opposites? Shita, Ushna. What does that mean? Heat, cold. So the other way around, respectively. Cold and heat. Dharma, adharma. Opposites. And then Vijaya, apajaya. Victory and losing, defeat. Victory and defeat. All these are opposites. And as long as I live in an oppositional consciousness, going from here to there, there to here, feeling myself at the mercy of so many things, then as long as I am living in between these opposites, I am still in samsara. I am still in samsara. I am not only in samsara, I am actively reproducing samsara. I am reproducing samsara how? By keeping on perpetuating the gunas. Perpetuating the three gunas through my beliefs, actions, etc. So, nistraigunnyo bhava means in order to be free of the gunas, I have to first free myself of duality in thinking, duality of my vision. And what is the duality of the vision? I see two things all the time, and I don't know which one to choose. And so this kind of lack of choices, in which I am in a dystopia trapped, that again is a problem, because every situation has more than one solution. And the solution is not obvious immediately because of my own raga and dveshas. Because of strong preferences, strong prejudices, I am here stuck in the raga and dvesha, and so therefore I am not able to overcome this. This is how one gets stuck in the three gunas. So the first thing to do, there are many upayas given how to become free of the three gunas. The first one is give up opposites. Don't take sides. It's hot, okay? It's cold. What are we going to do? It's cold, wear a sweater. If it's hot, take off some panchakosha, like 5 layers if you have. Take it off. That's all we can do. What else can you do? Can't do much. We try, but you can't do much. And so therefore, this is exactly what the situation is. So here we have a formula. And what is the formula? Nirdvandvo bhava. We saw that. Nitya sattvastho bhava. Out of the three gunas, catch the one that is the least problematic. Which one is that? Sattva. Catch hold of sattva. Oh, but he said nistraigunya, meaning you shouldn't have sattva either. But what if I catch hold of sattva? Don't worry. When shall I drop the sattva? You don't have to drop the sattva, because it's integrated into the truth of you, which is Satchidananda. Satchidananda, the knowledge that I am Satchidananda, is very, very, very close to Sattva Guna. It is extremely close to Sattva Guna. And so therefore, nirdvandho bhava, nistraigунyo bhava, and nitya sattvastho bhava. Sattva is caught hold of. Sattva is like the person's stick in that Olympic game. What is that called? Pole vault. You run with this long stick and you have to do a high jump. And you take the pole to cross over that, and then what do you do to the pole? Then you come back for the pole? No, you leave the pole there. The pole's use is done. Similarly, sattva gets absorbed into you as you. You don't need to give up sattva. So, nitya sattvastho bhava, nirdvandvo bhava, and then another one very important, nitya yogakshema, niryogakshemo bhava. Be the one for whom there is not a care in the world how your wants are going to be met. Trust that they will be met. So, nitya sattvastha, nirdvandvaha we saw, and then the second last one is what? Niryogakshemo bhava. Yoga means gaining something you don't have. It's called yoga. Apraptasya prapanam yoga. And then what is kshema? Protecting that yoga is called kshema. Protecting what you got is kshema. Whole world is like that. There are only two pursuits. It's all yoga kshema, yoga kshema. Somebody said, I want to become a doctor. Okay, become a doctor. Then after that, I have to protect this knowledge and every 3 years take some exam in order to be current. Kshema. So, and then same thing. I want to get married. Yoga. And then you got married, and then what? Now you have to make it work. Kshema. I want to have children. Yoga. And then when they come, you have to raise them properly. You can't just let the wolves and the animals around the house raise them. You have to raise them. Kshema. You see, everything is like that. Yoga kshema, yoga kshema, yoga kshema. Half of the life yoga, the other half of the life kshema. They keep you busy. Where is the time for Vedanta? No time. Yoga kshema, yoga kshema, yoga kshema. And here the advice is niryogakshemo bhava. Be the one for whom there is no yoga and kshema. A very tall order here. How to do that? Without sharanagati it cannot be done. There should be some shraddha, there should be the acknowledgement of Ishvara, and then only this growth can take place where I can let go of the yoga kshema. Elsewhere, in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan is going to say a very famous verse. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahami aham. This has been taken away by the Life Insurance Corporation of India. Yeah. LIC says it will look after our yoga and kshema from now onwards. Without being appointed by Lord Krishna, they themselves made the decision. Okay, very persuasive, because they have that, what is that? The 2 hands and one lamp in the middle and everything. But here, before they appropriated this verse, the yoga and kshema was not the LIC's portfolio, but Lord Krishna's portfolio in this particular verse, in the, I think it's the 27th verse or something in chapter 9. 22, yeah, 22nd verse in chapter 9, and then right in the middle of the chapter 9, which is in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan makes this promise. And what is this promise? You don't worry, yoga kshema, your desires, your needs, your wants, you don't have to carry. Who will carry? I will carry. You let go, I will carry. You are being carried by me anyway. And if you are being carried by me, there is no sense in you carrying something on top of your head. You let go, let me be the carrier of what? Your yoga and kshema. Okay, what should I do? That opens up a lot of time. I'm not running around. I'm not doing anything. What should I do? Do ananya chintanam. Ananya chintanam means take towards the study of Vedanta, which talks of oneness. Ananya chintanam guru. Ananyaha chintayanto mam. For those who do this ananya chintanam, this non-duality they pursue, ye janaha paryupasate, they worship me with this choice of non-duality, studying non-duality. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam, for people who are committed to Vedanta all the time, yogakshemam vahami aham. Leave the portfolio of Bhagavan to Bhagavan. If you take on somebody else's portfolio, it will be the cause of fear and distrust and all these things. So better leave it to Bhagavan. So nirdvandvo nitya sattvastha niryogakshemaha, and then atmavan bhava. Atmavan means be someone who is courageous and together as a person, not falling apart all the time. So somebody who is together, courageous and strong, those are all requirements for karma yoga and ultimately the study of Vedanta. Bhashya we'll see next time. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo